Ted Bollinger raped his own child. He beat his ex-wife, not threatened to, he actually did it. Multiple ex-wives. Natalie's mother chose abusive men over her own children. Natalie was overwhelmed and it made her suicidal. She couldn't get anyone to listen, to understand. But she got a lot more help than I did. Before Natalie was killed, I'd tried everywhere. I tried everyone for help. People just blew me off because I'm a male. My disabilities are the same as Natalie's. She was overwhelmed and she was suicidal. Even with all of the help that she had. The help that I needed, well, all of that was taken away from me because Natalie died. The help that I needed, the safe environment that I needed, was taken away from me. The safe environment that I needed so that I could defend myself and gather all of the evidence and have a mailbox of my own and not have to depend on other people, was taken from me because Natalie was killed. All of these people who want to gang up on me because their families did wrong and I spoke out can kiss my ass. All of these people who wanted to hate me because of Jamie's head games can kiss my ass. And Jackie McKenzie can kiss my ass. See, here's the thing. Jamie let me know that Jackie McKenzie was passing her information. The thing is, they should have come forward about it. They could have done so in court. But no, they let an innocent man be harmed for 2 years. 2 whole years because they didn't want to come forward with the truth. And then they want to be pissed off that their bullshit was posted. Kiss my ass, Jackie. Kiss my ass, Jamie. So here's the thing with Jamie. She uses sex to manipulate men. That sex thing didn't work with me because I don't care about sex. The only thing that made me care about sex was her. And that was because I didn't want to lose my best friend. After Jamie, I gave up on sex, and the only 2 times that I've actually put out, as you guys want to call it, is because women were pursuing me. Or maybe not even pursuing in one of those cases. With Rayanna, she wasn't pursuing me. She straight up reached back, grabbed a hold of my dick. She also peed the bed 4 times while I was there. Now I'm gonna tell you, after going a whole lifetime without cuddling and craving it, not even knowing what it is, but I craved it. Being able to cuddle with Rayanna was one of the best feelings. Of course, it's also kind of gross when you're cuddling with a woman and she urinates all over you. Because she's that drunk. Rayanna Ingersoll was seriously that drunk every night. I'm surprised she didn't piss herself every night. But she was also that drunk every day. And she spent almost all day watching a show about Norman Bates, a serial killer. Imagine that. Here I am trying to find a positive environment where I can get away from all of that shit. And everywhere I go, people find it entertaining. Rihanna finds it entertaining. Sally Treon found it entertaining. All of these screamers find murder entertaining. That's just gross. You guys want to be afraid? I've seen comments on here where people are like, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen. That's the scariest thing I've ever heard. Well, then you're fucking pampered. While I was in Virginia this year, I heard Brett Roloff and his girlfriend Amber both threatened to kill each other repeatedly. They also both threatened to kill themselves repeatedly. But they're on meth and constantly screaming at each other, and she stalks him when he's not there. Literally stalks him. Calls up anybody in town where he might have gone. She has a tracker on his phone, so she watches that. She's a pretty fucked up person. A very controlling person. Brett is not a pet. He's someone I care about dearly. I don't want him going to prison. I want him getting help. With Alicia, I do want her in prison. People are dead because she didn't want to tell the truth. She knew that people were harming me. To this day, she still has not come forward about that. The Bollinger family coordinated with police to prevent me from being able to show up in court. That's pretty fucked up. My public pretenders wouldn't do a goddamn thing. That's even more than fucked up. I don't get an honest chance in court because I have no money and I have no family. My dad didn't even pretend to give a shit until late November of last year. And then it was, I have to do what he wants. He's not going to do anything about my court stuff. He's not even going to listen to any of it. He's just going to treat me like shit. Meanwhile, the things that he wants me to do aren't going to do any good without an honest court date. But my dad's not going to help me with any of that. He's going to tell me what to do and treat me like shit when it doesn't work out how he wants it to. He's always been that way. When I left my dad's, it was over the third beating over a report card. Now, my dad has quit drinking since then, but he's still the same piece of shit. He quit drinking because he's got heart problems. My Uncle Mark died of heart problems. Well, my dad liked to drink rum and Coca-Cola. That was his drink of choice. And he'd get about 5 or 6 of them into his system and start beating on me again. So I ran away from my dad's at 15. The police, after a beating, the police wouldn't look at my marks. They didn't care. They told me I had 2 choices. I could either go back to my dad's or I could go to juvenile hall. I could get locked up for the night in the county jail. That's the same thing that a lot of people go through. The parents beat them or rape them, and when they try to tell on them, they're given a choice between being locked up or going back to their abusers Most of them don't even realize how much abuse they're going to endure in the system. I get it, I'm not a human being to you. Homeless people aren't human beings. You put the term mentally ill on somebody, and it conjures up images of Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Kaczynski. I know exactly how your minds work, because I've seen you victimize the most victimized people in America my entire life. And those of you with families, pretend like they deserved it. Those of you with families do fucked up shit every goddamn day. And most of you get away with it because of your families. Meanwhile, innocent people are harmed every fucking day because they don't have families. We live in a world where it takes both parents working. The kids aren't raised by their parents anymore. Who are they raised by? Not their parents. Their parents aren't there. They can't. They have to work. I know a lot of stay-at-home parents, and that's a good way to do it too, but they have to, because child care is so expensive, especially when you're autistic. When you're autistic, it costs over $20 an hour for child care. For an autistic child, over $20 an hour. The last time I checked, it was $27 an hour. 27. That's a lot of work. Meanwhile, the homeless don't get the medical care that they need. They get treated like junkies and thrown out the door. Or you get a doctor who just assumes you're a junkie, and if he gives you drugs, you'll go out the door. It's pretty fucked up. You have no idea how many doctors have tried to give me opiates for my back. Opiates. That's the shit that Natalie and Alicia got all addicted to. This all started with one little white lie. They lied and said that I stalked them to Virginia. That wasn't the truth at all. Natalie was suicidal. Why was she suicidal? Because of her family. Not because of me. She needed me there because she was suicidal. That's the word that she used. Need. When I was going to kill myself in the bathroom in the Starbucks on Pearl Street in Boulder, Colorado, Natalie's the one who came to my life and gave me something worth living for. Was an actual friend when Miss Peaches was just words. When Veronica Randall was just straight evil and mean. And I got people telling me to do the same things over and over and over again. Sean, this is what you gotta do. No, that's not what I gotta do. You need to shut the fuck up and listen, or you can't help me. Shannon Alvarado doesn't give a fuck about anybody but Shannon. There was a lot of time there that she could have helped. A lot of it. A lot of time there that she could have kept her promises. She made multiple promises she didn't keep. And then she wanted me to do stuff. I didn't mind doing that stuff for her. The problem is, it was Shannon getting in the way of that. Shannon, I need you to stay sober for one fucking night. If you want your tiles done, you need to stay fucking sober. And you need to help. Even if the only help that you're providing is for you to stay sober and leave me the fuck alone. You don't get to be an asshole about that tile work not getting done. Do you know why? Because every time that I set up to do it, hunted down all of the tools and got started on it, you had to get all drunk and emotional, and you did that every night, whether I was working on tiles or not. Most of these people were shitty to me and didn't even care. They make a bunch of pop shots at me, but won't listen to how I feel. She sends me these little voice clippies that are all fucking pop shots. They're all fucking cheap shots. Me, I don't have the ability to do that on this phone. So I call her up to talk to her. But I'm not heard because she can't shut up. She can't stop talking over me. She is that fucking selfish. I can't tell her how I feel, or how the way that she treated me affected me, or how the way that she treated others affected me. That screaming, it doesn't matter who you're screaming at. It's still traumatic. Fuck all of you for making empty promises. Fuck all of you for not killing me. I was a good person. Before all that bullshit in Virginia, I was good to everyone. You really had to be a fucked up piece of shit to me for me to be mean back. You know, all these people who treated me like shit, I had evidence of all of it in those phones. Those were fucking stolen from me. I did everything I could to try to force the police to take a look at that, but without someone going in with me in person, it just never happened. And I told you what would happen if no one went in with me. Cara Mia, aka Cara Rogers, pulling all that fucked up shit. No human being should have to go through that. Well, there's the Dual County Sheriff's Department. Wonder if I should go talk to them. Oh yeah, I got warrants out and they're trying to avoid me because of it. Now tomorrow I could get that taken care of. Well, not tonight, it's Sunday night. All I want to do is show that evidence. When a disabled person is being abused and their disabilities are being exploited, the cops do need to do something about it. When a person is unable to make a conventional report because they don't have the technical abilities, they need help. That's what a case manager is supposed to help with. My case manager did not do that. She had her own ideas about what I should be doing and made zero effort to listen to understand. Just like everyone else. It's interrupt, interrupt, interrupt until I'm fucking frustrated. I'm jumping through the hoops that you want me to jump through. The least you can fucking do is listen because I'm trying to get actual help. You're wanting me to do the things that I've done repeatedly and have not worked. Meanwhile, Jen Beebe, who is my case manager here through Region 1, she's not qualified for that fucking job. Tamara was. Tamara knew what the fuck was going on. Tamara understood autism. She understood Asperger's. Jen Beebe did not. Y'all want to judge me because I did things back to people that they did to me. But you know what? The worst things that were done to me, I could never do to another human being. I could never steal somebody's money like Ken and Leah did, especially knowing that person was disabled. As far as James Payton goes, yeah, those bruises were all the way up Jamie's back. They went all the way down her leg, her left leg down to her knee, her left shoulder. Jamie couldn't play me the way that she played the rest of these guys. She had to make me fear for her son's safety to manipulate me the way that she did. And then she didn't want to come forward about it because it would interrupt her ability to play others, like Todd Harmon and James Payton. At least James admitted to pushing her. And then there's Nathan Roberts. According to James Payton, Nathan Roberts punched Jamie in the eyeball. Now, I did get to see the black eye. Jamie showed me a picture of her and her little brother took a picture together with their matching black eyes. Meanwhile, for trying to get help, I was separated from the evidence that I was trying to show. I was locked up. I was cornered, I was drugged, and I was assaulted repeatedly. Fuck the medical community, fuck the police, and fuck the United States.